Alright guys, Hayzink here, welcome back to the channel for another Street Fighter Duel video, and we are back with another Trial Realm video. Guys, if you watch these videos and you're new to the channel, a lot of these videos I notice are watched by people who are not subscribed to the channel, so if not, please consider doing that. Like the video, comment, do all that stuff. As always, remember guys, the caveat, I need to put it out there, that this can be dictated by your own team power level. Basically, your box is going to have an impact, and it's why sometimes you might see that I have got a slightly higher team total than you have. There's really nothing I can do about that, it is a function of the game. I have made a video going over this and then explaining it, so rather than putting comments down below saying, do you hack or whatever, no, it is caused by your own characters, okay? Basically, if you've got characters within your box, depending on like your character bonds, depending on things like your fighting heart and stuff like that, it will dictate your overall power level. So just be mindful of that, and yeah, if you want to know more, I'll link the video at the end and you can look at it. But unfortunately, it's really Topjoy that have caused this. That's the developers of the game, it's not me. I was actually just checking there to make sure I was actually recording, because I have done it before where I've done the whole thing, thought I was recording, and I wasn't recording, and I had to go and do it all again. And I didn't want to do that because the game has already been an hour and a half longer than it should have been to go live. So that's why I was checking that there. So anyway, we're motoring through here, you can see the combos. We will go over Oni in his own video. I believe he does have his own niche. Do I think he's a good unit? Do I think he's a bad unit? You'll have to check out the later video to find that one out, won't you? I'll be back. I'll be back. I'm back, I'm back. I'm still in my pyjamas. Still in my pyjamas. In case you're wondering why I look weird. I mean, I always look weird, right? But currently I'm in my pyjamas, right? Aye. Very snazzy Kellogg's Frosties pyjamas with my Pikachu hat. Most of you probably don't realise this is a Pikachu hat, but I turn to the side. This is Pikachu. I'm not even a big Pokemon fan, but I buy Pokemon stuff. I'm weird like that, you know. Anyway, we're motoring through here. I'll be honest with you, only one of these stages was particularly difficult, and you'll see it. It was one that often is difficult. It's either usually the one at the top. It's either usually the next one or the one after that's quite difficult. And on this occasion, it was the one after. This one was fairly straightforward, to be honest. But the one after, yeah, it's a different story. That is a different story entirely. So we'll get to that in a minute. We will get to that in just a cotton picking minute. So let's go through this stage. I've put myself in the middle because somebody was complaining that I cover the combos. If you need to check any of the combos, then you just go back and you hit pause and you can see the combos. They're all there. So moving on through, moving on through. Moving on through, moving on through. Just about to finish. Awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. So I'm just going to pause the video for a second. So, like I mentioned earlier, if you're new here, consider subscribing, doing all that stuff. We're still going to be putting out a lot of content for Street Fighter Duel. It's still going to be my main game. Still going to 100% cover it more than anything else, to be honest, because it is the game I enjoy playing most. Even though I've been putting out Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis content, I still enjoy playing this more. I'm being honest, I do. It's just the way it is. So expect to see a lot of videos dropping today, probably going over the event, the guides and all that kind of stuff. Even if you don't use them, dropping a little bit of support for them is very useful, because YouTube is an asshole, and supporting videos that I put out does help the reach of those videos, and it helps me, so I'd appreciate it. Anyway, let's get back to this. So we're moving on to the fight that took me a few attempts, but I'm not going to make you see all those attempts. So let's go. This was the win and run. I'm not going to lie guys, on this stage you might require a bit of RNG. It might require a few attempts to get through here, but in the end this is what clutched it out and won for me. I think the one that makes this particularly difficult is a combination really, Sagat not dying and the speed, because you cannot go first. You will notice when it comes to these trial teams, these trial setups and these trial events, whenever you cannot go first on a stage, that stage ends up being the stage that causes you the most headache. And true to form, that is what happened here. So it took me a few variations, a few tries, but this team clutched it out. Actually, you know, apart from the fact it took a little bit of time, the 2 remaining characters were not in any real danger of dying, so it wasn't really that tight, although not having all your members alive obviously is a little bit tighter than you would like, right? So that was the most difficult round, and I guess that one's probably the one that most people are going to end up watching this video for, so let's move through. We're on to the final stage now. This one, it was fine. It was ultimately fine. I can't remember what I went with for the team setup, to be honest. I've started putting Blanca on teams quite a lot because he can interrupt just naturally, standing there, interrupting. There's a combo. This one is a one-time victory. Other than the one stage that we spoke about, they were all relatively easy, to be honest. But that one stage at the end is a bit tough, to be honest. I'm not going to tell you any pokey pies. For those of you that don't understand slang, pokey pies means lies. So we're going through here, we're getting the rest of our rewards. Thank you very much, Oni. We will collect that. We will go ahead now and collect our last reward. Awesome sauce. So that is essentially it. I don't know what I think of Oni right now, to be honest. I think he's got quite a powerful C3. I'll say that. I do think he's got quite a powerful C3. I don't think he fills the same role as Akuma, although I do still think he could be very useful for bosses. I've not looked at the likes of his passive and stuff like that yet, or his cars to fully judge where I think he slots into the game. That will come in its own video. What I would say though is, remember, he is going to be a permanent character, right? He's not going to be like collab characters, because people ask me a lot, is this unit going to stay? Is he a permanent unit? Generally speaking, if they're a Street Fighter unit, so if they are from Street Fighter 4, they're always going to be here, right? Now I do think there's a collab coming up next month. I don't have that concrete, but I'm just saying, I think there's a collab coming up next month. It's the only thing that makes sense. It's got to happen. So if you burn through all your currency now, you won't be able to do the collab, basically. And technically, you could, in theory, just wait a month and summon this guy. It's really up to you about your desirability factor. Do you really need a new unit right now or not? That comes down to you. But anyway, I am waffling slightly because, unfortunately, guys, hate me all you want, YouTube doesn't promote videos unless they hit 8 minutes. That's just how it works, and that's why oftentimes you'll see videos that run at least 8 minutes. It's the nature of the beast. YouTube are a-holes, like I said already. But yeah, so most of you have tuned out by now, but for those of you that stuck about, big thumbs up to you. I've been Hayzink. Thank you very much for watching this video, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Should be plenty today. Peace.